I've been covering Depp vs. Heard for quite a while now, and as long as news comes out, I will be. And Aquaman 2 is coming up, and Amber's still in it. So when that happens, I think there's going to be a little bit of a resurgence in the news. But anyway, this is from April 18th, 2023, and it says Depp vs. Heard documentary headlines Channel 4 Spring Showcase. Now, Channel 4 is in the UK, so I don't think the entire country itself is against Johnny or anything like that. But I got to be a little skeptical since that whole trial, let's say trial, happened there. But this isn't really what I want to talk about in the video. This is from Variety. Variety's not really on Johnny's side, and they say something here that's a giveaway about how the media wants to frame this case after the verdict, and specifically after the verdict. Now, we all know at this point, it's a rock solid fact that Amber Heard defamed Johnny Depp. Now, I like to say the abuse isn't actually what the case was about. It was about defamation with the abuse completely off the table. Amber definitely did that. But it just so happens the icing on the cake was that Johnny proved Amber was actually the aggressor. So I want to talk about here the way Variety frames this, and I know they want other publications to frame it like this too. Let's see what we got. A documentary on the legal woes between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard headlines the new spring lineup from UK broadcaster Channel 4, which I hear is a pretty big channel in the UK. I'm not sure, but it's not one of the small ones. At the channel's content showcase in London, Chief Content Officer Ian Katz unveiled a slate of purposeful, provocative, but never predictable programming that he hopes will get people thinking, arguing, and asking questions about the world in which we live. All right, so maybe it's going to be taking both sides deliberately to get people to debate and argue. And that quote there, that comment there, is somewhat honest. I mean, at least he's admitting he wants it out there for the purpose of debate. That First Heard will be a 3-part series by BAFTA nominated series director Emma Cooper investigating the notorious defamation trial that captivated global audiences for 3 straight months last year, and moving on for longer than 3 straight months, and also before that for quite a few years. I'd say around 3 as far as the main activity, and the people that started really early, maybe even about 5 years ago. Looking at Amber, thinking about things, getting suspicious about certain things. The case dubbed the world's first TikTok trial. There we go. What are you talking about? Who dubbed it the world's first TikTok trial, and what's the implication? The implication is they're trying to undermine the verdict. They want people to think that because of TikTok and social media, that the jury was influenced, that it wasn't really a legal trial, it was a trial based on TikTok and clickbait and that kind of thing. But of course, the UK trial wasn't, right? That was a totally perfectly legit trial that had nothing to do with social media. And you know what? Yes, Virginia blew up social media with Johnny and Amber and news, but the UK trial was pretty big in the news even before that. It was still pushing millions and millions of views. It was as big as pretty much most other things anyway. Then they say it's a global media event and raise significant issues regarding violence, gender, and the nature of justice in the post-truth era. Again, the nature of justice. It was pretty clear Amber had no real evidence. She defamed Johnny. She clearly called paparazzis to take pictures at certain calculated times. She committed perjury. That wasn't directly involved, but it doesn't make her the most trustable person. And honestly, I don't really think it did raise those issues. If you take a look at the big ones that reported, like CNN, Fox, Law and Crime, yeah, sure, there were a few things that went on there about speculation, about social media, but it was really, really in the background. It was really, really low down there on their list of things to talk about. Whether you like Fox or CNN or whatever, those polarized political channels, the fact is they are mainstream to an extent, and they weren't crying about, this was on social media, this is a TikTok trial. They were, admitted of the legality that ended up happening. So it's really Variety, Rolling Stone, Newsweek, that want to frame it as this TikTok trial. I'll frame it as a good legal judgment based on a very long trial, like most people will. And that's it. It's not a very long article. It ends there. It almost makes me think that the title is about this Channel 4 showcase thing, but really what they want you to take away from the article is that this is now known as a TikTok trial. Said that too much, but I'll keep saying it because it's a pretty weak take. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Doing shout outs, special thanks, things like that. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't subscribe, I'll be pretty sad about it, but I'll get over it. See you next time.